Bob, what do you want to talk about this morning?
Hey guys, so I was in mourning last week over the Niners and didn't want to hear anything about it. So now I've sunk into acceptance now, and I'm ready to address their future. What is it that they need to do to get over the hump and be champions, right? And I think it's really the number one thing is Kansas City exposed our number one weakness once again in the Super Bowl is our offensive line on the right side with Chris Jones blowing through with that blown blocking assignment and coming untouched right in Brock's face, and he couldn't make that pass to be to try to pull the game out. And Philly did the same thing last year in the NFC Championship with Hassan Reddick coming again from that right side and then putting a backup tight end to block him. That right side, we've got, of course, Trent Williams, the best tackle in the league, and then Aaron Banks is a good to very good player. The rest of the line has to be completely replaced and rebuilt. And last year, going into the draft, they did nothing to address it.
So you think they need to retool the offensive line to get over the hump?
Right, and the way you do that is we don't have the money to go out and get high-priced free agents. We've got to do it through the draft. And to be a champion, you've got to have a dominant offensive line so that your quarterback has time to get the ball to the playmakers, and that you can open up the running lanes and control the clock, control the flow of the game. That's how you beat Mahomes, is not with your defense, but with your offense dominating the line of scrimmage and controlling the game and wearing that defense out. You play keep away.
I hear you, Bob. Hey, they tried to play keep away in the first quarter. They didn't score anything. But I do agree, the offensive line was subpar in that Super Bowl. No doubt. They were. Now, will they invest in that offensive line? We'll see it at the draft. But the biggest talking point, I think, is issue number one moving forward. That's Brandon Ayuk. What the hell do you do with Brandon Ayuk? Do you bring back up the Brinks truck like Jay York has done over the last 5 years and pay Brandon Ayuk? What is his market here? Here's Peter King on how the Niners should handle the Ayuk question that's in his offseason. Here's Peter King on Willard and Dibs. Oh, Lovin needs to play this out real quick. We'll get that back there on the board. Lovin's on the phone. He's doing double duty. Give me the sound button here so we can play the sound off the hotkeys. Peter King again. Oh, we got Lovin doing that. Anyway, what do you think about Ayuk? FP as we filibuster here.
Dude, I think.
Let me know when you got the hotkey sound up, Lovin. Let me know when you got that.
Yeah.
Which one did you want?
Brandon Ayuk here. I'll play it on my end, and you can just put the sound up. Pot the sound up. Nope, not happening. Let me know when you get that done. It's all good.
We would like to try to run this back this year, one time, and then make our major decisions about our roster at the end of next year. And I think you have to ask Brandon Ayuk very simply, how do you feel about that? If he's negative about it, if he doesn't want to do it, and clearly, because the quarterback is only going to make $985,000 next year, you probably could figure a way to bury some money in Brandon Ayuk and figure out where this leaves you for the future. But to me, there's a lot of questions about not only, the offensive, not only the skill players, but all over this roster. And so I think it's difficult. And look, if you're Brandon Ayuk, I don't blame you for wanting to get a deal now. And the reason, or at the absolute latest, next off season, I don't blame you. And here's the reason why. Because if you look at most great receivers, they get one payday. That's it.
That's it. Should want to get paid. I think Ayuk will get paid.
So if they extend him, they save $10 million.
Right.
If they trade him, they save $14 million in the cap.
Right. $4 million difference.
I say sign him. Like, this is a guy that's your best route runner. This is a guy that's going to be top 5, top 3 receivers in the league soon. He's on the rise. He's young. I think you run it back and keep this team intact one more time and give it one more push, because I think Juszczyk, McCaffrey, Kittle, all these guys are free agents in 2025.
Yep.
So you circle the wagons and do this one more time. You dig down deep mentally and you find a way to get to the top of the mountain again and get on the biggest stage. And it's such a daunting task as an athlete to go so far one season, to get that close, to have it right there within your reach, to go all the way back to training camp on the bottom of the mountain and climb Mount Everest again.
Square zero
And start all over again. And there's so many things in 17 games or 18 weeks that can go wrong with injuries and this and that. And there's so many question marks throughout the course of a season. They were right there. They had the health. Everybody basically was healthy until Dre blew out. And they were ready to plant the flag. And now you got to start all over again.
How long?
But that part's so daunting,
dude. I don't even want to think
even
about
just
it.
us talking about it.
Right. No, I'm emotionally worn out from just thinking about
Bonte,
through the season.
I thought about this on my run yesterday. So I go for runs and you get deep into your own head. And it just blows my mind that Niners fans are so upset with their team getting to the Super Bowl and losing. Like how entitled and how spoiled are we as sports fans?
We're spoiled.
That we want the coach fired. We want this to happen. We want that to happen because we got to the Super Bowl and didn't win it. Is it frustrating? Is it disappointing? Has it still taken me 2.5 weeks to get over it? Yes. But to want people, I'm on a run thinking are we this entitled as a fan base that our team got to the Super Bowl? How cool is that on Sunday that I'm doing a pregame show in downtown San Francisco about our team and you're in Vegas and you're at the game and our team is in the Super Bowl? Only one team goes home happy, and this is not loser talk. Second place sucks, and it sucked that they didn't win.
Yep.
I'm not saying it's okay, but for people to be this pissed off about your team getting to the Super Bowl and not winning, that you want the coach fired and you want this guy fired or this guy traded, and that part blows my mind, dude. Are we that spoiled as a fan base?
Yes, we are.
I'll answer your question, dude.
Yes, yes, we are spoiled.
Do you know how hard and how much work they put in?
No doubt.
Time they put in and film study and meetings from training camp and sitting on the training table and putting themselves together with duct tape and baling wire and taking all kinds of medication and getting treatment and fighting through every single week to win games to get to that point. And now we're mad at them for that. We're mad at them for selling out all season. They sold out in the Super Bowl.
Right.
Did they make mistakes? Did they make dumb mistakes? Could this happen? This play? Yeah, whatever. But we're mad at that. We're mad that they gave us all that entertainment for 18 weeks and got to the championship game.
You know what it is?
And we're upset at that?
Well, first of all,
dude.
of all, the Shanahan getting fired stuff is nonsense because he's not getting fired. He just signed an extension in
you
late
could
September.
Be frustrated. I get it.
He's not going to get fired.
But
late September, he got the extension. He got he's not going anywhere, number one. But I do think we're mad, and I'll throw myself in there. And I'm not even I'm disappointed. I'm deflated that it ended like that. But I think the totality of the playoffs, in which we didn't see their best football when it mattered. We didn't see their best football against the Green Bay Packers.
That's a great point.
We didn't see their best football against the Detroit Lions. We definitely didn't see their best football against the Kansas City Chiefs. And I was like, man, if we could have put together one game, maybe even for 3 quarters, not even 2 quarters or 4 quarters, because they didn't do that all postseason. And the way that game played out, and the way that, a lot of fans are saying, we just held Patrick Mahomes to 19 points in the first half. I mean, in regulation. And you still didn't win that football game. There's a lot of frustration. And then when you add the 30-year wait. Think about how mad Giants fans we used to get 0-2. 97 to 03 was probably the best stretch of Giants baseball outside of the World Series run. Up until that point, that stretch of baseball was dynamic with the Giants. You had Bodge. You had Jeff Kitt rolling. You had Darrell Hamilton playing center field. You had that great run for so many years, and you didn't come up with the championship. And I think we were so irate during that time. It was like, we just want to see a championship. We want that parade. We're trying to be in a bridesmaid, trying to get close and close and close. And it feels like that now with the Niners. Because there's a new generation of Niner fans that wasn't around for the 80s and the early 90s. And I think them just waiting, getting so close over the last 5 years and getting that Super Bowl championship, yeah, the frustration's at an all-time high. Because there's a realization that what you said, you got to start from the bottom. You got to start all over again. And you realize that, Detroit's going to be better. Green Bay's going to be better. Philadelphia is going to retool and get better. The Rams are going to get better. The Hawks are going to be better. So you think about all those things, that frustration goes up another level, FP. So there's going to be some anger. There's going to be some stupidity also in terms of firing Shanahan and this and that. That's nonsense. But I get why so many Niner fans are so frustrated because they're so close. They keep getting teased. Talk about the water, R bar, right? Or where do you go?
Water bar?
Water bar. R bar. Well, the bus stop. You get teased by that girl at the bar.
Stop, dude.
You get teased and teased and teased and teased and teased.
It's more like if you put a shot in front of me and take it away. That's a tease.
And then you get the number, and she's not even replying to you. You're like, I'm so close, yet so far. That's how Niner fans feel right now.
So, to your point, and supporting your point, my son's 28, and he's never seen the Niners win a championship. I've never seen him that upset after the game. He just stormed out of where we were watching, had to text him, "Where'd you go, bro?" Like he was that frustrated.
Yep.
I think we all were. And I told him I was 27 years old the last time the Niners won a Super Bowl.
Damn.
So like,
see, I was 12. I always make the joke here. I hadn't even gone through puberty yet when the Niners won a Super Bowl. I don't know if that's appropriate, kids. You know,
I'm just saying that. Like, I guess when I think about the totality of it, and I know how much effort they put into this, and how much mental energy, physical energy, playing through adversity, playing through a 3-game losing streak, your quarterback gets elbow surgery, and everything they gave us this year.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the Super Bowl with all the dumb mistakes, they sold out, bro. Like they sold out. And I can't get upset and think people should be fired or things should change. I'm not even upset about Brandon Ayuk going or his family going on social media and saying, like, don't forget what got you there.
Right.
Like, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I want him to want the football.
Yep.
I want George Kittle to want the football. I don't know where they disappeared. Everyone was saying they should have ran the football more. No, they shouldn't have. Not in the second half, because if you notice, the Chiefs put another man in the box, and they were run blitzing the whole second half.
Yep.
They took McCaffrey away. If you ran McCaffrey, we were like running into this wall right here. He would have got 1 yard, 2 yards, no yards. So in that regard, I mean, I think they did a great job. Spagnuolo did a great job of saying Brock Purdy
beat us.
Yep,
and they couldn't.
And he couldn't.
And the deep shots.
He's good, but he's not special.
No. And
he's good, but he's not great.
And that's the part.
He's good enough.
That's
he's
the part
not
I
great.
think.
Maybe he'll be great. Sorry, I'm
No. You're making a great point here about Brock Purdy, because we said that last week on the show, and you get to your point earlier about, hey, if you say this, you're a hater. If you say this, you're just kissing booty. Like, Brock Purdy had a very, very good season. Obviously, the voters thought that. The players thought. He finished 4th in MVP voting. But in the playoffs, we just talk about the Niners not playing their best football. Brock Purdy is one of those players who didn't play his best football. For 3 quarters against Green Bay, he was not good.
You know what's even scarier? Nice English. You know what's even scarier? What if he did play his best football?
They win a Super Bowl.
But what if what you saw is his best football?
What if we
on the biggest stage? That's the scary thought.
Then you know what? We're back to the drawing board after next season.
I don't think that's the case, and I'm probably just being like a sports talk guy right now.
But I don't know what the ceiling is, FP. Because Kansas City, to your point, I'm watching the game and I'm like, dude, they got everybody lined up 8 yards within the box. Now I don't agree with the 8 pass plays per 1 run in the third quarter. Maybe you mix it up. Maybe because Ross Tucker, I was listening to somebody. Oh, it's Tony Romo. When I went back to he on the broadcast, he goes, okay, we know they're stacking the box on first down. Run it again on second. Now, maybe it only gets you a yard. Then you got to rethink everything. The optics of it didn't look good in a 10-3 game. But to your point about Purdy, he didn't play well for 3 quarters against Green Bay. He didn't play well in the first half against Detroit. He reminded a lot of us about Jimmy Garoppolo during those stretches. And in the Super Bowl, there was throws he missed. And you talk about the deep shots, he missed a deep shot to Debo. Now they ended up scoring a touchdown on the same possession. But the IU communication in the first half, Kansas City said, beat us deep and outside the numbers. And the Niners couldn't. So to that caller's point, Bob and Belmont, one thing that needs to get retooled and to get over the hump, the vertical pass game. The Niners' vertical passing game is not elite. It's not great. It's not where you needed to be to win that Lombardi trophies.
I would tinker with the wideouts. I would get another good route runner that's another threat.
Yep.
Even though they have so many weapons, you're like, do they need another one? I think they do.
They couldn't get separation from these guys, right?
There's some sticky coverage.
There was some sticky